What's up guys, my name is Luminous and today we're going to be breaking down the new Tears of the Kingdom gameplay. This 10-minute gameplay video showed a lot of things that were easy to miss on the first watch, and I found some pretty crazy stuff that I'm excited to show you all. Let's get right into it. Now, the first shot in the gameplay footage gives us a new look at the new UI, and there are a couple changes. Right off the bat, there are symbols for the new hand powers, which look pretty cool. There are some big map changes, which we'll get to in just a second, but one of the easiest bits to miss here is this apple symbol. In the base game, left and right on the D-pad give you a quick switch menu for weapons and shields, so maybe this is some sort of easy access for materials. And it could also be a change to the healing system to make it more like that of Age of Calamity. We'll see more on this later in the trailer too. Now, the map now has coordinate values for position, which is pretty cool. And I also want to point out that the map itself has a line running through it that in Breath of the Wild meant a region. The interesting thing being, there's not a region border here in Breath of the Wild. I guess it makes sense for new towers to mean new regions, but this is still an interesting little bit of info. Moving on, we could see that the construct enemies from the sky are here on the ground, and the stable is smoking. Maybe that makes it easier to see from the sky? As Link heads towards the stable, we see a Korok NPC and the return of Botw, which is always nice to see. There's also this weird platform of wooden boards over here, and I think I know what it does. See, stables are for transportation with the horses, but even in base game, they weren't all that useful because of fast travel. So with vehicles being important in Tears of the Kingdom, I bet these places will have vehicle parts. We can even see the boards here being used in the car from the last trailer. Anyway, Link heads up to the sky, showing off the rewind ability, and we get a closer look at that shrine-like structure. When he passes a certain point, the map changes to a separate map of the sky, which is super interesting. There also seems to be a stop button to let you cancel the rewind. As Link travels, we do hear the new area theme of the Sky Islands, and a new combat theme starts when he fights the construct. The audio mixing in the gameplay video turned the music way down, so it's pretty hard to hear, but to me it interestingly sounds even more playful than the one in Breath of the Wild. I'm kinda hoping there's a more serious battle theme for stronger enemies, but maybe that's just me. Now we can see this big structure that we've seen before, but with the confirmation that Ascend is a basic ability for the hand, I'm thinking this is probably more of a city or tutorial area than a dungeon. Otherwise, it would be pretty easy to just speed up through the floor and reach the end. Anyway, we get our first new look at the fusing system, which is ridiculously cool. I'm going to make a longer video later on this system, so for now we're going to just say it's cool and leave it at that. But if you want to see that video, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. I really appreciate it too. Next, we see a few scenes showing the weapon fusion, and then we see arrow fusion as well. There are a lot of new items here, which all seem pretty interesting. I'm wondering if this ball drops from the like that we see in the other trailer. We see more weapon crafting footage, and again, it's super cool looking. There seems to be a hole in the ground here in the background actually. In the next scene, as Link uses Ultra Hand to build the raft, we can see an entire portion of the island light up, meaning that, of course, he can move it with the Ultra Hand. It might be a puzzle, but what do you think that means? The boat's propellers work off this battery icon, and I think the battery might actually be upgradable. Because otherwise, flying machines would definitely not be viable. You couldn't get to more than a couple feet off the ground. So maybe that's what the discs on this canister are for. Now, interestingly, we do see a battery icon on the map, so that could be where you find a disc. Also on the map, by the way, are icons for caves, a shop, and even a new looking shrine symbol. As Link boats over to the other shore, we can see a new friendly construct, apparently called the Ranger Construct, and also a new plant. Then we see a flying machine. Again, very cool. When they show off Ascend, we can see this arena looking circle in the background with a tower structure in the middle. And that looks just like the boss from the last trailer, so maybe that's where we fight it. It could actually be an overworld boss like a Talus, which would definitely be very interesting. Inside the cave, we can see another Ranger construct sweeping the floor, so apparently all those crazy broom symbol theories from the first trailer ended up being about literal brooms. Like, that's so funny. Also, when Link's gliding off the cliff here, there is now a button to dive. I'm assuming that's going to be diving just like we see, off the Sky Islands, but time will tell. Finally, we see Link get knocked off the island by another construct, and as he falls, we can see towers and malice pools, among other map changes. When he lands, we can see another one of those wood plank platforms with a sign in front of it, and with that, the trailer wraps up. So, wow. That's a lot of crazy stuff. I'm going to make another video to talk about the crafting system more in depth, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see that. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!